Beyonce, the only way that my ass will be spending that much money on a box is if that box is actually my casket, because I'll be dead to the bed before I spend $300 on that shit you tried me with.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
I hope that you guys are continuing to keep up with For The Culture Podcast on fortheculturepodcast.com or on iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever the hell. Y'all know that we release twice a month. We're up and coming when it comes to the podcast. We're ready to take it by storm. So just keep that in mind while y'all are going throughout your day. Also, we are like, 20 patrons away from my next goal. Go to patreon.com/AimExpression and sign up. The reward for the next goal, if we reach it, is for me to release a picture of one of the only boyfriends that I ever had while I was in high school. Girl, it was so cute. We didn't know what the hell he was doing. He wasn't really out, and he still considered himself bisexual or whatever. Girl, I would sneak out from boring-ass math class and meet him in the hallways and the bathrooms and shit. We do some nasty shit. But anyway, you will only be able to see the picture of his ass on patreon.com. So go ahead and sign the fuck up. We are so close to our second goal. So Lil Yachty went on to Joe Budden's whatever the fuck he has going on, and I guess he decided to go ahead and share his happy thoughts. Girl, think happy thoughts. Lil Yachty said he's happy, he's making millions of dollars, wearing all types of jewelry that my ass could use to pay off my student loans 10, 15 times over. He said, girl, I'm wearing this jewelry, I'm getting hoes. That's what he likes to call them. That's a whole nother video in and of itself. But he said he's getting hoes and he's getting money and shit like that. He said he's happy. Joe Budden said, girl, you can't be happy. How can you be happy in this music industry, bitch? He was chopping, he's trying to chop his ass up like he thought he was on a cutting board or some shit. Like you thought you was on Hell's Kitchen, girl. Joe Budden said, if I'm not happy, no one else can be happy, sis, girl. And Lil Yachty was just like, okay, sis, I'm just telling you, I was stuck in the college dorm, and now that I have all these things coming to me in success and endorsement deals and shit like that, I'm just telling you why I'm happy. Now, girl, Lil Yachty seems to me like he is out here trying to empower the people, even though he did have them dandelion built bitches kissing on the front of his goddamn album. I'm not gonna get into why I'm pressed that they were not black gays kissing, but we're gonna continue to move the fuck along. He said, girl, I'm here for the people who have been overlooked and whatever. He has a nice message. I don't really listen to his music that often unless it comes with a sickening ass 808. But if it happens to be on the radio, I'll bop a little bit. That's the type of girl that Lil Yachty is. She serves me something that I could use maybe at a brunch or something. Not like a full course meal, but like a cute brunch on a midday Sunday or something. Like a mimosa or something. That's what Lil Yachty said. So I'm not really too much trying to bash her or anything. Like she's doing her thing. Here comes Joe Budden, bitch. Just angry as hell. Bitch serving me all types of Cruella de Vil type of teas. You know what, girl? You need to be working on that beanstalk, sweetheart. And I know I'm a vegetarian, but girl, damn. Let Lil Yachty be happy. Jesus, you sound like some of these old people. Anytime you're on the phone just kikiing, laughing and shit like that, they got a whole sermon waiting for your ass as to why technology is the devil and this modern technology will bring the world to hell and shit like that. Even though in a couple of years, their old asses will rely on technologies like pacemakers and shit to keep their asses alive. But we're not gonna go into that too much because I'm not trying to drag y'all grandmothers on this good ass Wednesday. But yeah, Lil Yachty was just explaining to Mr. Budden why he was so happy. And of course, older people do have more insight into things, but instead of teaching him, which is what you should have done in this moment that I'll talk about next, instead of teaching him and guiding him, you're just down on him for things. Like, yes, we're young. Yeah, there's certain things that we may not see just because we don't have enough life experience, but like, don't be that hard on him. The moment that my ass is gonna talk about is when Joe asked him, girl, do you even know what type of deal you're in? Are you in a 360 deal? And Lil Yachty said, I don't know. That I consider to be a problem. If you guys don't know what 360 deals are, it's why some of y'all favorite artists were bankrupt in their prime and are bankrupt right the fuck now. Say you sign a record deal and it comes with a $500,000 or $1 million or $2 million advance. Okay, that advance is something that you have to pay back to your label if you're stuck in this 360 deal. That's why I'm telling y'all need to read your contracts, have 3, 4, 5 lawyers review it before you sign that shit. If they give you a $1 million advance, it's like, okay, girl, that's cute for you right now, but let me tell you something deep in the fine print of this contract, everything that you do, you can be charged for it. If we pay for these music videos for you and these lights and these makeup and all that shit, gonna be charged adding on to the amount that you owe us. How you pay these hoes back is by sales, okay? Sales of your album, sales of your singles, exactly. So if you only made $500,000 off of your album and they gave you an advance, remember, of $1 million in the beginning, you still owe the label $500,000. So you can go ahead and spend $1 million on cars and clothes and women and shit like that. That's cute for you, but you are still in the hole even after you make it. I'm talking about studio time. I'm talking about wardrobe. If the label pays for that shit, all that shit, plus the advance has to be paid back with your album sales, with your single sales, with merchandise sales, whatever. And if it's not, you continue to owe the label up until you pay their asses back. So when you idiots talk about, oh, sales don't matter, my fave is only doing it for the art. Okay, sales don't matter, girl, bye. Your fave wants to eat, bitch. And maybe then, even if they don't feel like having a meal, guess who thinks that sales matter, bitch? The label. And they're coming for their money. Now, what you want to look for in a contract is not no goddamn advance. If I was doing that shit with my current financial standings, I would not accept no goddamn advance. Y'all can keep that shit. I'll be looking like struggle, toil, and trouble, bitch. What you need to look for or ask for is a sign-on bonus. Fucking advance. So my non-music industry experience having ass literally just explained that shit in less than a minute. And for your ass to be getting mad at fucking Lil Yachty for having such a positive outlook on life instead of just teaching him one simple fact about the music industry that he should have honestly known before he actually signed his goddamn contract, you're gonna end up like TLC and the rest of y'all hoes stuck in contract. Instead of taking that time to teach him, you wanted to bash him. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Joe, you got a lot of other things to be worried about. Wasn't it your ass out here tripping down escalators and stairs and shit like that? You've got a lot of other shit to be concerned with than Lil Yachty's goddamn happiness. Sit your ass down. Beyonce, you really tried my spirit, and I really tried not to go in on you because, you know, as y'all already know, I love this woman to death. I love her so much. She's my favorite artist, but girl, you really tried it. You said, girl, I can't do Coachella. Okay, I'm gonna find a way to get these hoes money. She came out with a book. Like, girl, I'm the librarian, bitch. You don't even come out with a fucking $300 book. Girl, you got me fucked up. Let me tell you, the only way that my ass to be able to spend $300 goddamn dollars on that fucking box set, bitch, this expensive ass piece of cardboard, is if there's a full version of Bow Down, if there's audio from the elevator with Solange. I want to hear what the hell she was screaming at him for. If there's the Formation World Tour DVD, and if there was the Mrs. Carter World Tour DVD in that, I wanted 10 extra songs. Like, girl, you are not fit to have these behind the scene ass photos and charge my ass about a whole ticket, a whole tour ticket, to have this shit sitting on my coffee table. Now, Beyonce says, don't worry, you're going to get the money from me anyway. It doesn't matter because I am such a die-hard fan that if it don't come to you one way, it's gonna come to you the other way. Stop trying to look for nooks and crannies to make money, and like, you really think you some hustler, like you really just, oh, I'm on the block and there's no other way for me to make money. Beyonce, you rich as hell, girl. I know you about to have twins and shit like that. Wait until you pop them twins out, get them good and healthy, and then take your ass back on tour. I'll probably give you $300, $400, $500 to see your ass, throw your ass in. Throw the ass in the bitch. Yes, bitch. I'm getting excited for a tour that isn't even here yet. That's how you know I'm a fucking Beyonce stan. Girl, please don't send me this goddamn book. Does it work like a library? Because if so, that makes sense. Because I would rather take out maybe a Beehive library card, swipe that hole, check it out, and then bring it back to you in 2 weeks, sweetheart. That's the only way that I'm going to see this book. If somebody wants to go, I was going to say something real bad, but I'm not going to go ahead and encourage copyright infringement on my channel, just in case your ass really tries it and says, well, girl, he's encouraging illegal distribution of my book. I'm not, that's exactly what I'm not doing. Oh, this is why I ain't never gonna meet you, sis. My mouth gets me in goddamn trouble. But in all seriousness, girl, sit your ass down. Girl, this book is not the 10 Commandments. I am not about to go ahead and spend $300 on it. I don't understand how Flint can put, 8,000 people on notice for foreclosure for unpaid water bills. I wouldn't want to pay the city for none of this trash ass water that my ass is receiving either. It doesn't make any sense for your ass to be stuck in Flint trying to avoid this shitty ass water that's coming through the goddamn pipe. I don't understand why there are lead pipes in the goddamn first place, but we're gonna keep this shit moving. A slow ass addressing of the problem by the government. I don't know why the fuck this shit got this out of hand in the first place. And then on top of all of that shit, you're going to charge them for the water? Get the hell out of here! All right, really quickly, let's talk about something. Coon Carson. Oh, Coon, did you hear what Coon Carson said this week? He said homeless shelters shouldn't be comfortable settings, or else people just might stay in them. Coon Carson, wasn't your fucking mom living in the fucking project? What are you fucking talking about? Weren't you living in the fucking projects? So you should know something about being uncomfortable. Why would you want people to just because they're homeless, why would you want them to live in a place that does not care for every last one of their goddamn needs? Let them be comfortable in a place, and not only that, set up some fucking agencies and organizations that will help them move into some permanent ass housing. Why the fuck would you not want human beings who are suffering to be as comfortable as you can make them? Some of you bitches are so out of touch with reality. If people had addressed you and your family when you were fucking struggling and poor as hell, in the same way that you are doing to these people, you would not have gotten as far as you were able to. In order for anybody in any marginalized community to really make the most out of their life chances, someone had to be compassionate to you. Someone had to give you the opportunity. Someone had to lend you a helping hand. Someone had to do something. So for you to act like, oh, well, just ignore all of those things, ignore all of the complexities that comes with generational poverty, for you to ignore all of that, especially considering that your ass came from poverty, it's really tone deaf. It's a slap in the face, especially with your ass being black as hell, knowing that we suffer disproportionately when it comes to lack of fucking access to resources and opportunity, especially when it comes to investment by the government in these poverty-stricken communities. You should know better. Do better. Trump was saying all types of dumb shit about Andrew Jackson and fuck the Civil War. He was like, girl, why the fuck couldn't we work that shit out? Oh my God, it was so sad that I had to come to this. Some of you bitches are so privileged that you can afford to fuck up history. I can't afford to do that shit. As much as y'all wipe away black history and shit like that, I have to go out searching out of my goddamn way for that shit. While the history of y'all and your dwindling ass potatoes, and that's why some of y'all hoes decided to come over to America, all that shit is directly in my face, but I gotta go out of my way to get some goddamn history on people who look like me, bitch. Before y'all delete that shit, Control-Alt delete that shit. I don't understand how you talk about it. You don't know why or how, what the fuck going on with. Apparently when Obama was president, he used to meet with historians all the time. He used to make sure that he knew what the fuck he was talking about. Not only that, but he's extremely educated, so he wasn't lacking in that department in the first place, but he made sure to keep up educating himself while he was in the White House, meeting with all these scholars and shit. So for you to be the leader of the goddamn free world and not know a key war, it's not one of these minuscule ass battles, a key fucking war, your ass is just saying some dumb shit all on the media. It really discredits us. And if we're talking about no credibility,
the FBI director has no credibility.
let me tell you something about the FBI director, sweetheart. She's out here testifying, I think it's before the Senate. It's actually quite depressing to try and even keep up with this shit. But one of the key sentences that the FBI director really said during this hearing is yes. And he was simply asked, is the Russian government currently involved in American politics? His ass fucking said yes. Why are we continuing to talk? I'm tired of these fucking hearings. I know that hoes have to follow rules and regulations and shit, but it seems like all that shit has been thrown out the window. You talking about throwing the baby out with the bathwater? That's what Donald Trump's mama should have goddamn did. But all that shit has been thrown out the goddamn window. So I'm gonna need for y'all to do like the CNA's Nissan Altima and just go ahead and just accelerate. Please, accelerate the process. I'm tired of all these hearings. I'm tired of all these hoes ask a simple question trying to derail it with something that doesn't fucking matter. The Russian government is still involved in what the hell is going on, and we need to lock some motherfuckers up right now. You know, some police officers come to protect and serve. Others have been relieved of their goddamn duties. Let's talk about this Jordan Edwards case. Girl, he got fired. He was over here shooting at people while they were leaving a goddamn party. Jordan Edwards, this black kid, was killed. Others were held and arrested for no goddamn reason. Subsequently, he's been fired. The police gave a statement in the beginning, and then they went ahead and examined the body camera of the officer, and they had to go ahead and retract that shit. They had to go ahead and change the story on that ass, okay? I don't trust this shit. The family said this was cute. I'm glad he got fired. People are calling for criminal charges. I am as well. And they said they want the rest of these officers who are even involved with this shit, they want them to be reprimanded. And I agree. In the Walter Scott case, apparently the officer pled guilty and actually started telling the truth. I mean, yes, these are victories, but in my mind, the only time that victory will actually come is when this shit stops happening. I'm tired of it. Now, my final words will be to Joe Budden. Now, Joe Budden, since your head is not good for thinking, it's not good for processing coherent thoughts, what you should have used that bald head for, you should have rubbed on it a little bit, like a crystal ball, and looked into a mirror to see your future. Now, if you would have known that you would have been sitting down yelling at a 19-year-old for being happy, I'm sure you would have chosen a different career path. Have a good evening.